This lesson introduces the Oracle server architecture by examining the physical, memory, process, and logical structures involved in establishing a database connection, creating a session, and executing SQL commands. Overview of primary components. The Oracle architecture includes a number of primary components, which are discussed further in this lesson. Oracle server. There are several files, processes, and memory structures in an Oracle server. However, not all of them are used when processing a SQL statement. Some are used to improve the performance of the database, ensure that the database can be recovered in the event of a software or hardware error, or perform other tasks necessary to maintain the database. The Oracle server consists of an Oracle instance and an Oracle database. Oracle instance. An Oracle instance is the combination of the background processes and memory structures. The instance must be started to access the data in the database. Every time an instance is started, a system global area, SGA, is allocated and Oracle background processes are started. Background processes perform functions on behalf of the invoking process. They consolidate functions that would otherwise be handled by multiple Oracle programs running for each user. The background processes perform input, output, I/O, and monitor other Oracle processes to provide increased parallelism for better performance and reliability. Oracle database. An Oracle database consists of operating system files, also known as database files, that provide the actual physical storage for database information. The database files are used to ensure that the data is kept consistent and can be recovered in the event of a failure of the instance. Oracle server. The Oracle server can run on a number of different computers in one of the following ways. Client application server. Client server. Host-based. Client application server. 3-tier. Users access the database from their personal computers, clients, through an application server, which is used for the application's processing requirements. Client server. 2-tier. Users access the database from their personal computer, client, over network, and the database sits on a separate computer, server. Host-based. Users are connected directly to the same computer on which the database resides. Oracle instance. An Oracle instance consists of the system global area, SGA, memory structure and the background processes used to manage a database. An instance is identified by using methods specific to each operating system. The instance can open and use only one database at a time. Connecting to an Oracle instance. Before users can submit SQL statements to an Oracle database, they must connect to an instance. The user starts a tool such as SQL plus or runs an application developed using a tool such as Oracle Forms. This application or tool is executed as a user process. In the most basic configuration, when a user logs onto the Oracle server, a process is created on the computer running the Oracle server. This process is called a server process. The server process communicates with the Oracle instance on behalf of the user process that runs on the client. The server process executes SQL statements on behalf of the user. Connection. A connection is a communication pathway between a user process and an Oracle server. A database user can connect to an Oracle server in one of three ways. The user logs on to the operating system running the Oracle instance and starts an application or tool that accesses the database on that system. The communication pathway is established using the inter-process communication mechanisms available on the host operating system. Connecting to an Oracle instance, continued. The user starts the application or tool on a local computer and connects over a network to the computer running the Oracle instance. In this configuration, called client server, network software is used to communicate between the user and the Oracle server. In a 3-tiered connection, the user's computer communicates over the network to an application or a network server, which is connected through a network to the machine running the Oracle instance. For example, the user runs a browser on a computer on a network to use an application residing on an NT server that retrieves data from an Oracle database running on a Unix host. Sessions. Logical structure. A logical structure hierarchy exists as follows. An Oracle database is a group of table spaces. A table space may consist of one or more segments. A segment is made up of extents. An extent is made up of logical blocks. A block is the smallest unit for read and write operations. Table spaces, segments, extents, and blocks are discussed further in later lessons. Processing a DML statement. A data manipulation language, DML, statement requires only two phases of processing. Parse is the same as the parse phase used for processing a query. Execute requires additional processing to make data changes. DML execute phase. To execute a DML statement, if the data and rollback blocks are not already in the buffer cache, the server process reads them from the data files into the buffer cache. The server process places locks on the rows that are to be modified. The rollback block is used to store the before image of the data, so that the DML statements can be rolled back if necessary. The data blocks record the new values of the data. Processing a DML statement, continued. The server process records the before image to the undo block and updates the data block. Both of these changes are done in the database buffer cache. Any changed blocks in the buffer cache are marked as dirty buffers. That is, buffers that are not the same as the corresponding blocks on the disk. The processing of a delete or insert command uses similar steps. The before image for a delete contains the column values in the deleted row, and the before image of an insert contains the row location information.